How are you everyone? Now that we're done drawing the Bankai release of the Straw Hat members as the Gotei 13 captains from our previous video, how about we draw several more of them? What do you think will be the Bankai of the Straw Hat members? And who do you think will have the most badass Bankai out of them? Well, let's find out in a few seconds. But first, this video contains spoilers, so I advise you to watch at your own risk. So strap in, let's grab our pencil, and let's draw, even if we are Let's continue where we left off by drawing the Bankai release of the 5th Division Captain, Brook. Figuring out his Bankai seems a little bit tough as Brook has so many techniques and abilities that it should be illegal. First, we have his skills in music wherein he can literally make opponents sleep and even create hallucinations. Second, we have his Devil Fruit ability where he can separate his soul from his body and even affect someone's soul, and hear me out, can even freeze his surroundings. Not to mention his excellent swordsmanship skills because he's a freaking swordsman. I don't know about you, but it seems his abilities are just too broken for me. Anyways, what I imagine his Bankai to be is of course, to use the presence of a human bone. When I say bone, I mean lots of human bones. And thus, I opted for a crescent-shaped piano made out of bones as his Zanpakuto's Bankai form, supported with a gigantic half-body of a human skeleton. And if you'd ask me why I did not use a guitar instead, well, I didn't thought about it at that time I'm drawing this. I know, I suck, but hear me out here. Once he reveals his Bankai's abilities, it will be kick-ass. Speaking of abilities, yes, you heard it right. Abilities. I already told you, this dude have so many abilities I can't help but to include them. Since Brook can create illusion through his music, I could simply just copy Rojuro Otoribashi's Bankai's ability, but you guys know me. As much as possible, I want to create a little bit of spin to it, so at least it can feel more original. And so, I decided to not use that same ability for Brook. However, I do adopt Rojuro's main ability for it to work through hearing. As Brook plays a tune in his piano, he can create a melody that targets his opponents. Once his opponents hears this music, their souls will get taken gradually, little by little, by the huge skeleton until their entire soul will get sucked in the underworld, finally turning their body into ice and crumbles. Yikes! It would also be cool if Brook can control a part of their whole body depending on how much soul was taken. Just imagine Brook's controls an army of zombies. That's Yamamoto's Bankai level right there. But of course, there's a catch. You must defeat Brook or find a way to beat his Bankai before your entire soul gets taken away, and once you do that, any amount of part of your soul that got sucked in will return to your body. Woo! It's been ages since I've used my rotting brain this way, so I beg you, please subscribe. For those who haven't yet seen my Straw Hat as Gotei 13 Captains video, or who are still very new to this channel, yes, I know, Yamato is not part of the Straw Hat crew. However, the Gotei 13, well, obviously have 13 members. Gotei 13 will never be Gotei 13 if they were just 10 members. So I had to find 3 more people that are, in my opinion, very close with the Straw Hats and could potentially be their member to complete the Gotei 13. Anyways, if you haven't seen the Straw Hat as Gotei 13 video, as well as their Shikai release, please go see it. It's in the description. What I imagine what her Bankai should be is to incorporate, yeah, you guessed it right, none other than her Devil Fruit, which is a mythical Zoan type that transforms her into a wolf deity. But since we're talking about Bleach here, and she's a Shinigami in this universe, we can possibly change her appearance from a human to a wolf. And after patiently searching for some inspirations on the internet, and a whole session with a psychologist later, I finally able to picture out what her Bankai is gonna look like by copying Renji Abarai's Bankai. Well, kinda. Well, let me explain. Since Renji Abarai have an apparent snake figure in his Bankai, I decided to also integrate one for Yamato on her left shoulder. But instead of a snake, I put a head of a horned wolf in reference to her devil fruit and matching it with a white fur coat to make her look cooler. And since we're talking about cool, since she has an ice type Zanpakuto, I gave her a crescent scythe made of ice. At this time, I already spent so much time analyzing her Bankai design that I got lazy developing her ability. So let's just say she can do all her Shikai techniques but better. Using her scythe, her ice slashes attacks are lightning fast in which she can literally generate ice thunder. I don't really know what that means, but let's move on. As well as the wolf head on her shoulder that could shoot laser-like ice, so concentrated it can hit an enemy up to 5 miles. Damn, she really looks majestic here. So before you react, yes, Vivi is also not a straw hat. In case you hate my voice and you skipped my rant a few minutes ago, there are currently only 10 Straw Hat members, so I had to find 3 more characters to complete the Gotei 13. Okay, let's move on. I could see that Vivi is a very special case because unlike everyone else, she's a princess and belongs to a noble family. Well, we could also say that to Sanji, but let's just save it in another video. I also picture out her Bankai to be unique as possible, and what I mean unique is not only her ability but also her appearance. Since Vivi is a princess, I think it's a sin if we don't even change her appearance. So for her Bankai release, I think it would be awesome for her to appear in a Princess Peacock-like outfit with an Arabian accent. This really took me too long to figure out the design of her dress, as I'm really used to only draw slight variations of their Shinigami uniforms, and I was really beginning to doubt if it's actually a good idea. But at the end, I'm glad I decided to take this direction and I was able to create a distinctive dress that not just fit to her character but also to the Bleach universe as well. Together with her dress are 2 white handheld fans that generates blood into the ground. It would be really cool if you could also include a little backstory for her Bankai. I'm thinking that her Bankai originally don't have a blood ability, but after years of brutality, it developed a blood-related ability using its victim's blood. How awesome it was if her Bankai is not her to begin with and it was just being passed down from one generation to the other, getting stronger every time it kills its prey. We could also say that the current user of this Zanpakuto, which is Vivi, wields the strongest version of its Shikai and Bankai ability. And for its ability, using her handheld fans to control its pool of blood and automatically crystallizes once it touches its enemies before cutting them. This pool of blood will also remember its opponent's blood and will start to chase its victims as soon as it cuts them, until it dismembers them to add to its blood's collection in the generations to come. Good lord, that's one hell of a horrifying sight. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. A lot of time and effort was really poured into this video, so if you want to see the rest of the characters Bankai release such as Luffy, Sanji, and Zoro, do me a favor by leaving a like. It will mean so much to the channel. Special thank you to my patrons in Patreon. This video will not be possible without your support. To see more of my content and to show your support to the channel, you might want to consider becoming a member in Patreon. For as little as $2 a month, you can now vote for our upcoming video topics with our monthly polls. We also have some amazing perks such as access to my full resolution drawings, early access to my future videos, coloring pages, digital drawings. You'll also have a chance to request your own character and get featured in my videos. You can also read my silly weekly dumb comics consisting of your favorite anime characters for you to enjoy, and so much more. Another way to support the channel is to purchase some of my art prints in the in-print store. This includes some of my traditional drawings as well as the digital versions of my artworks. This is the Not So Good Artist, and remember, art is beautiful, life is wonderful.